Hi everybody, this is Boogest Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the NECA SDCC TMNT Premonition of a Premutation 4-pack. So before we take a look at any of the other characters, let's first take a look at Baxter Stockman in his human form. So first up, Baxter Stockman comes with a pair of fisted hands. Up next he comes with a right pointing hand and an open left hand. Up next he comes with the 4 Ninja Turtles in this jar. There you can see the lid has holes in it for them to breathe. And these look really nice. They're actually not painted too bad for being so tiny. Their bandanas aren't painted on those, the only thing. But I mean, it's really tiny, so you really don't notice that. Up next, he comes with his right open hand for holding accessories. And the first accessory that he can hold is the Sarnathometer. And this looks really nice. NECA always puts so much care into all of the accessories that they put into these TMNT sets. So yeah, this is really awesome. Up next, he comes with the Heat-Seeking Turtle Scope. And this also looks really good. It's got a little bit of paint detail to it. And I think this looks very, very nice. Up next, he comes with his capture net. And this also looks really good. And the net itself is very soft and pliable. I thought that was pretty awesome. And finally, he comes with the Mouser. This is the exact same Mouser that we've seen in the Mouser multi-pack. But yeah, it's always welcome to get another Mouser. I'll definitely add this to my little Mouser display I have going. So NECA did an awesome job on this head sculpt. I really love how it turns out. His really tall, crazy hair looks really good. All of the cell shading on the face looks very nice. The bow and the lab coat looks really good. My one complaint is that his arms won't go down at all. His arms are kind of always stuck out just a little bit. So it would have been nice if his arms would have went down just a little more. And NECA did paint the joints on here. They painted them white, but as you can see after posing the figure around, the white has chipped off, and it's kind of like a grayish color. Would have been nice if the color would have matched up just a little more. There you get some more of that cell shading on his pants, and then his sneakers. And these look really good. I really like the way these turned out. So this is a figure I had been waiting on a very long time. You know, we have the mutant Baxter Stockman, so of course we needed the human version. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can only look up that far. The hair does hinder it just a little bit. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that only move out that far. And maybe it's just mine, because the shoulders on this are very stiff. They don't want to move out very far. He has double-jointed elbows that can bend in all the way and swivel side to side up here and down here. He has swiveled wrists that can move side to side and up and down. He has a ball-jointed diaphragm that can move forward just a little bit, back just a little bit, move all the way around, and move side to side. He has ball-jointed hips that can only move out that far. He can kick forward just about all the way. He can kick back just a little bit. He has swiveled the thigh, double-jointed knee that can only move back that far. If you move the lab coat back just a little bit, you can get a little more articulation out of there. And he has swiveled the ankle that can move down very slightly, up just a little bit, and an ankle rocker. And it's a little stiff, so the articulation on him is pretty much what you'd expect, but the joints on mine are pretty stiff. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Bebop. So first up, Bebop comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with a pair of fisted hands. And he comes with his accessory holding hands. And this left hand isn't too different from the other hand that he comes with. It's just closed a little more. I think this is for gripping the other side of the bat that he comes with. But yeah, this one's not a whole lot different than this one. Up next, Bebop comes with this really nice looking boombox. It has some blue, white, red, and black paint over top of it. That looks pretty awesome. Up next, he comes with a can of spray paint. This one's done in a purple and green color. Up next, he comes with this real chain, and this is really awesome. I'm glad NECA actually used real chain for this. They could have just used plastic, but they didn't. This is actually real chain, and it looks really good. Up next, he comes with this crowbar. And finally, he comes with his baseball bat, and this looks really good. I forgot to mention this hand is actually to hold the spray paint, but it can also hold the end of this bat, and I think that looks really awesome like that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the head sculpt. Again, this is another really good head sculpt by NECA. They did a really awesome job on this. His big, tall purple mohawk with his earrings and purple shades. This looks really cool. This is probably one of my favorite human designs in the show. I just really like how he looks. He has his vest with the sleeves torn off. Here you can see the white sleeves sticking out from underneath it. I like how the shoulder area here is jagged from where it's been ripped. He has some cell shading there on the arms. He has the bracelet with the studs on it. These are done in white. I think they should have been done in like a gray color. I think that would have been better than this, or maybe it's really light gray. Yeah, it almost looks white though. He is the tallest figure in this set. He stands really tall. And he has these massive boots. And now that we have human Bebop and Rocksteady, there's also Scrag, and in a recent teaser, Dumbo was also spotted. So I'm really happy we're getting the human crew from, I think that was the pilot episode, I want to say. I know it was one of the Season 1 episodes, it was really early on, but I think it's really awesome that we're getting those. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Bebop's articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head and neck that can look down just about all the way. He can look up all the way, even with his mohawk. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. He has single-jointed elbows that can bend in all the way. He has swiveled wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has a ball-jointed diaphragm joint that can move up and down very slightly, side to side, and spin around just a little bit. One thing I forgot to mention was there's this, I think this is like mold release right here on his hip, and it's very sticky. Whenever you move the figure around, you can see it coating the joint right there. But on this one, there's nothing. So it's really weird that this one got that much. I wiped it off once, but now that I'm moving it around more, I can see more of it appearing there on the hip area. But he has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward just about all the way. He can kick back all the way. He has swiveled the thigh, double-jointed knee that can bend back all the way, swiveled the ankle that can move down all the way, up all the way, and an ankle rocker. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Rocksteady. So first up, Rocksteady comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with a set of fisted hands, and definitely be careful whenever you're taking these off. I didn't realize it, but these wristbands are separate pieces, so whenever I popped this hand off, this went all the way across my room, so definitely be careful about that. Up next, he comes with his accessory holding hands. I thought that Rocksteady came with a can of spray paint. Maybe this was meant to go with Bebop, this other can that's done in blue and green, because I can't get it in either hand. Neither of them are big enough to get that, and the other open hands, they weren't open enough to hold this. So maybe this other can actually goes to Bebop. And finally, he comes with this piece of wood, and this looks pretty good. It's pretty simple. Has just a little bit of sculpt detail to it with some black lines painted over top of it. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this head sculpt. Another really awesome head sculpt by NECA. This head sculpt looks great. I like how the hair looks, and I like how it's even outlined in black. And it's not sloppy or anything. All the lines on the hair look really nice. He has a ball-jointed neck. I think it's funny that his neck and his head are all one piece. It's just articulated down here. He has his vest, which has some black paint over top of it, over the lines here. And I actually thought this was a separate piece, which I guess it is, but it's glued into the shirt there. I started to lift up, and then I saw the corner and realized that this was meant to be glued down. So yeah, this is glued down all the way around here. He has his belt there. As I said, he has these wristbands, and these are a separate piece. So whenever you're taking the hands off, definitely be careful about that. He has his camo pants, and the camo on them look very nice. I like how the front of them is painted in that light brown color, and on the back it's that dark brown with the black camo over top of it. And then he has some pretty good sculpt detail to the boots. Again, you can see the darker color there on the back where the line is. This is another really awesome looking figure. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed neck that can look up just about all the way. He can look down just about all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. He has single-jointed elbows that can only bend in that far. They are just a little creaky whenever you're posing them around. He has swiveled wrists that can move side to side and up and down. He has a ball joint here in the waist that can move all the way around, up and down just a little bit, and side to side very nicely. He has ball jointed hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward that far. He can kick back just a little bit. He has swiveled the thigh, double jointed knees that can bend back all the way, swiveled the ankle that can move down all the way, up all the way, and an ankle rocker. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at the final figure in this set, Hamayoshi. So first up, Hamayoshi comes with his chopping hands here. Up next, he comes with fisted hands. Up next, he comes with this semi-open left hand. Up next, he comes with his gripping hands and bow staff. Up next, he comes with 4 baby turtles. And these are really, really tiny. And they're actually not painted too bad. You can see some dark brown painted over top of their shells. and then the bottoms of their bellies being painted in yellow. And man, these are such tiny accessories. And he comes with a fish bowl to put them in. As you can see, I didn't get them lined up properly, and some of them are on their backs. I think this is a really, really awesome accessory, but very, very tiny. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Hamayoshi's head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, another really, really awesome head sculpt by NECA. I think this looks really awesome. He's got the gray lines there in his hair like he did in the cartoon. I feel like this line on his chin should have went up just a little more. I feel like if you have it like that, you really don't see it. So I do think it needs to go up just a tad bit. He has his robe with the yellow on each of the shoulders and some black lines painted over top of it. He has his belt there with the tie in the front. And he has his pants with lines on them. And I feel like the lines could have lined up just a little more, especially right here and right here. But other than that, I don't think they look too bad. There's the back of the figure. I do like the way they did the joints right here, though. They're pretty noticeable in the back, especially since there's no lines painted on that joint right here. But other than that, I think it looks really good. And of course, he has bare feet there. So now let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can look up just a little bit. He can look down just a little bit. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. He has single-jointed elbows that can bend in that far. He has swiveled wrists that can move side to side and up and down. He has a ball-jointed diaphragm joint that can move all the way around. It can move up and down very slightly. But when you move it up and down, you do see a lot of his stomach right here. There's no sculpt detail to it or anything, but they did cast in the same color. I kind of wish they would have made it this color. That way, whenever you're posing it around, it's not that noticeable. He can move side to side. He has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward that much. He can kick back that far. He has swiveled the thigh. Double-jointed knees, and these are very hard to articulate. Yeah, I can't move this joint down here. As you heard, it sounds terrible trying to move it. It has a very, very tight joint, and I can't even get the bottom of this one to move. That sounded really bad. He has swivel here at the shin, swivel at the ankle that can move down all the way, up all the way, and an ankle rocker. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here Baxter and Hamayoshi are next to their mutated versions. Here they are next to Rocksteady and Bebop. And finally, here they are next to Leonardo and Michelangelo. So overall, I think this set is really, really awesome. It delivered 4 figures that I've been waiting on for quite a while. This is just a really, really awesome set. And as always with just NECA figures in general, but especially the TMNT line, there are a ton of really awesome accessories and a lot of different things you can do with them to create some really awesome photography. So yeah, NECA definitely went above and beyond with this San Diego Comic-Con set. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.